off, I'm just really happy for our players. They played very well today. They played extremely hard. Our defense was outstanding. That's a great quarterback with a lot of great skill guys. Our offense in the second half really, especially up front, took the game over. The offensive line, Javon, Peyton, Rock, Marcus did a great job on the punt return. That was a big play, and of course, our defensive backs did a great job, locking down their guys. But extremely happy for our seniors. Get these guys out in a bowl win. It was great to see them with smiles on their face, and a lot of great kids, and it gives us some momentum, for the future. And you can tell that there's good things ahead.
Question for Auburn. Let's start here, Kyle, on the front row.
Gus, do you remember the team playing better defensively in any game you've been head coach at Auburn?
I don't think so. I mean, that was a great overall defense. I mean, we really wanted to put pressure on the quarterback, and we harassed him a lot. Our secondary just really locked down the receivers, didn't give them much room. I thought that was a big factor, and they played extremely hard, and I thought we tackled well too. And Lance Thompson, Rodney Garner, and the defensive guys did a super job defending these guys today.
Was there a follow-up?
Yeah, I wanted to ask Chris, talked to you a couple of weeks ago. You said it's a big deal with the seniors to win this game. Talk about, is it as big a deal as you thought it was going to be?
It's more. Having an opportunity to play this game in the first place is a big deal, especially the legendary stadium that we're playing in and everything. And, the position that we were in, knowing that we had to get to 7 wins and knowing what was on the line for us as seniors and us as a team. And we knew that we had to come in and execute the plan. We knew that we had a great plan. And if we just did so, it would come out in our favor, and it did. We played a great game, defensively and offensively, and we put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and we pretty much checked off everything we wanted to do.
Question on the right side.
Javon, just talking about being here, man. The game you just had, hometown team, and talk about this game you just had a couple of years ago when you were back home in Memphis, man, not knowing what you were going to do, and now it's come full circle for you.
It's definitely been a blessing. I've been able to be influenced by a lot of people along my journey. But this game today is special because it's personal. I knew a lot of guys that played for Memphis. They came into the game, as a tough opponent, as a rivalry for me. But I just kind of stuck to my bearings and stuck to what I knew and listened to what my head coach had to say. And the results came on top.
Coach, talk about the game you're running back with Javon had.
I was just telling him on the way over here, I'm proud of him. He protected that football extremely well. I did a great job on the perimeter, had some tough yards. Really probably the one that stood out to me is from the 3-yard line or the 4-yard line when we kind of got stuffed right there. He kept his feet moving, the offensive line drove him. That was one of the big plays in the game to me.
Other questions? On the right side, then we'll come back over the left. Front row, go ahead.
Hey, Carlton and Chris as well. Just how does it feel to contain this high-powered offense that we've heard so much about, Paxton Lynch and all that? I mean, you guys came up with some big plays and really kept it close.
We knew he was a very dynamic quarterback, and just all week in practice, coach preached not to let him beat us by himself. And I think we did a great job with the game plan, and we just stuck to it and just played Auburn football.
Yeah, he pretty much said it. We knew what we had to do, and it was all about executing. And each and every single play we executed well, and it put us our coaches put us in great positions to be successful.
Back over here to it's actually the center of the room, front row.
Guys, could you talk about the punt returns from Marcus Davis and Carlton? Could you talk about, looked like it was your best game of the season, and you felt that way?
Yeah, of course, I'm going to start out with Carlton. I mean, he's really starting to establish himself. He's one of the better lockdown corners in our league. Real proud of him. Starting as a freshman, I mean, he's a tough kid, a great competitor, got a bright future. As far as Marcus, that was a huge play. The one that hit the sideline, he made a couple cuts coming in, and that was a huge play in the game. He's done a great job all year. just catching the ball, securing the ball, making good decisions, and that was a huge play. Real happy for Marcus.
What was the other question?
Marcus, could you talk about the punt returns? I know you've been wanting to do it all year, and you haven't got a lot of opportunities.
Well, the guys up front, they did a very good job just giving me a chance, and I just took it from there, and I just really appreciate the guys up front.
Front row here in the middle. We'll get a mic. Come on over, Kyle. There you go. Thank you.
Gus, when you talked about Jeremy, and he had a limited role, but it was obviously a big impact, and then you had a moment with him on the field after the game. Would you talk about that also?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he didn't start the game. He handled himself like a champ. He got his opportunity. You know, when he went in the game, it gave us great momentum. You know, he threw the touchdown pass. Then he comes back and scores a touchdown. I mean, just did a very good job. Very proud of him. And, you know, he gave us momentum in that second half. There's no doubt about it.
Could you talk about that moment on the field where you had a...
Yeah, it was just, you know, and it was great. I mean, from a coach's standpoint, when you win a bowl, and everything that this team has went through, you know, this year, and just to see the smile on their face, it's just a real special feeling. Just to have those individual moments with them, you know, that only a player and a coach could kind of understand.
Over here to the right side.
Javon, following up on that, was it good for you to see Jeremy do what he did? And then secondly, I think 5 of the last 6 games, you're over 90 yards. What do you think about your performance in the last third of the season?
I think my performance throughout the last part of the season, I think it was testament to my work ethic during the summer, during the spring, and during the winter. I had experienced a slight injury, kind of hindered me a little bit, but I feel like I had the support of my teammates, and I just pushed through adversity, and I was able to be successful.
What do you think about Jeremy there in the red zone for you guys powering through?
He's definitely a load to tackle, but I think I taught him a couple moves. So. I'm glad for him though. He's definitely deserving of what he did today.
We've got one here on the left side, and then we'll move to the back.
Carlton, now that your freshman year is over, just what did you learn from this experience, and is it kind of what you expected? Did it exceed expectations? Just talk about your freshman year.
It's been a growing year. I didn't come in like this, obviously. And my coaches just preached to me to get better and practice every day. You know, just try to improve just at least one thing in practice every day, and that's what I did. And I guess that's why I got the results I got. And I'm real happy with my season. I felt like I could have made a couple more plays here and there, but I guess that comes with being a freshman and, you know, just learning college football.
Back of the room.
Chris, another change coming in defensive coordinator for these young guys. Was today the epitome of what they can be for the next guy? You know, what is this next DC getting?
A whole bunch of guys that have an incredible work ethic. Guys that are always willing to, we say going to work. You know, always willing to clock in and get work done and you know, clock out at the end of the day. And they come in with the same attitude each and every day. I feel like a lot of that has to do with the great group of seniors that we've had this year, and also with just, you know, young guys just like Carlton that just always have a great attitude and great approach to practice each and every day and really love the game. You know, that's all it comes down to. You know, you'll work hard for the game when you really have a passion and a love for the game. And I feel like that's what the next DC will come into, and it'll be a gold mine.
Let's go to toward the back here in the center.
Yeah, I have 2 questions. The first one is for you, Chris. Obviously, I mean, you guys want to win this game to end your career on a high note, but could you kind of talk about how much more do you want to get that win after you saw what happened to Cass and you kind of saw that, hey, he's not even able to finish this out, so we wanted to send him out right?
Yeah, well, it was hard for all of us to see that, especially the linebacking core, and this being his city. You know, he really wanted to put on a show for his city and his family and all his friends. You know, so we really just kept saying in the locker room, you know, we have to raise our level now. You know, even more so than, you know, we had already been doing really well as a defense. You know, early in the game, but we even said that we have to raise our level even higher now. you know, we needed some people to come in and fill in for Cass, like Javier Mitchell, and he did a great job. And you know, that's really all it's about. You know, injuries happen, and it sucks, it really does. But the game of football is all about adjusting and, you know, doing everything we can to, you know, really just adjust to the flow of the game. You know, so we're praying for Cass, and we know that he'll be back and ready to go as soon as possible.
And my second question is for you, Gus, once you get finished writing. I'm here in the center, right here.
It wasn't very windy out there today.
No, I was in the press box, so I didn't have to experience it, thankfully. But
I thought about you.
my question for you is, and maybe this will be something you can only really reflect on maybe the days and weeks to come, but just being able to end the season on a victory and the positive momentum that's going to take in the offseason compared to the last 2 years, you got to just kind of lament a loss in the final game.
Yeah, it means a lot. It means a lot. Like I said earlier, these seniors, to get these guys out, these seniors have meant a lot to our program. A lot of these seniors helped us get to the national championship that year, and had a lot to do with that. So to have them out on a successful note is big. Momentum-wise, getting that confidence back. You know, our team's been close. We've had some tough losses. We've been close, but the thing that stood out to me about this team is they stuck together. They played hard. There wasn't one time that people would say, oh, they didn't play hard, they quit. No, these guys played their tail off. The future's very bright. I think you can see that today with the momentum that we have, you know, for next year.
We'll take one or two more. Here you go. We'll take one and just pass that mic across the aisle if you want.
Yes, there's been some reports that Kevin Steele may be coming on. Any comment on that and anything about the coordinator position?
Yeah, I tell you what I'd like to do. I'd like to finish up with all this, and I'll make one statement at the end.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to ask us, in addition to the seniors at their last game, any underclassmen who told you that they're going to go ahead and enter the draft?
No, they haven't. They haven't yet. I mean, I'll talk to a few of them, and we'll see what happens.
Coach, did you want to make a final statement?
Yeah, if that's all the questions.
Kurt's telling me it is.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm Kevin Steele will be our next defensive coordinator. We're extremely excited to have a guy with his experience, his character, his work ethic. He'll fit in very good, and I think he's got a chance. You know, he's going to take over a very talented group, and we're excited. And that's really all I'm going to say about it now. In the next day or two, we'll have some media opportunities, you know, with him, and I'll make a couple more statements to that. But this day is about winning this bowl game, and once again, just happy for these four guys, happy for the guys in the locker room, and we got a lot of momentum heading into next year.
You got it.